What's up, guys? Greetings to all my Caribbean people. This is Granton's Reaction and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to like, subscribe and turn on the notification bell so that you can never miss our latest reaction and discussions. Today we are looking at a very interesting topic that is getting people talking across Jamaica and the wider Caribbean. Okay guys, today's discussion is about the growing competition between the United States and China, with Jamaica finding itself right in the middle. This isn't just about politics, it's about economics, national security, investments, and ultimately the future direction of Jamaica. So guys, let's get into it, then I'll be coming back with more comments.
Up first this evening, President Donald Trump's nominee for the United States, Ambassador to Jamaica Kari Lake, pledged to strengthen security cooperation with Kingston and push back against China's growing influence in the Caribbean if confirmed to the diplomatic post. She made the assertion Thursday at a confirmation hearing before the United States Senate Foreign Relations Committee.
Kari Lake is one step closer to becoming the U.S. ambassador to Jamaica. The former television journalist and close Donald Trump ally was grilled before the Senate committee on Thursday on a range of issues. She's promising to hit the ground running if confirmed. Among the issues at the top of her agenda, to create opportunities in Jamaica for American businesses, raising concern about China's growing influence in the country.
Right now, as we know, when we're competing with for a contract or a tender with the CCP or CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States. We want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand.
Another concern.
Right now, the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that. There's massive concerns, not just from their strategy of taking a huge section of the ports, but also when you look at the 5G and the telecom, with Huawei expanding, it's very concerning what could happen. You know, there's always strings attached with China, and the question is, do you want all of the information going through Huawei, where you all of a sudden would have that information being trickled back to the CCP and China?
On the issue of crime and violence, she's promising to work closely with local law enforcement as the U.S. and Jamaica continue to strengthen ties to curb the illegal drug trade and lottery scamming. Chanela Press.
So people, on a sister war, go there Jamaica, big war. You know, sister Donald Trump, one piece, a Jamaica now like a Chinese. Hey! I wonder how 1 p.m. I go work out the one here. Knowing say 1 p.m. cannot say no to Donald Trump. And the Chinese then come invest a lot and build up and do a lot in our country. So, me don't know how 1 p.m. I go do this a one year now. How him I go tell Donald Trump no? So war I go there Jamaica, whether I don't like it or not. Because 1 p.m. cannot tell Donald Trump no. And I'm sure the Chinese government is going to get involved in this war once Donald Trump can overthrow them. Right? So, may the best person win this war. Because war is on the way for Jamaica. Oh yeah. But only thing me say, if the Chinese, if the US can come in, come pay, better minimum wage, make minimum wage go up to at least $30,000. Well, me I go say, you know what? USA deserve piece of the pie. Because under 1 p.m. with the Chinese them, because the Chinese they not really pay good. So under 1 p.m. and the Chinese them, it's like a Jamaican people they in a slaves. In a slave. Right? So if one can come in, come put some pressure for our government. Say, okay, Jamaican people, they need to pay better than 100 US a week. Well, We shall see. But only thing me say, gear up for war. But I hope say all the squatters them get tackle for them land before this a warrior start. Yes. Alright? Have a nice day.
So I see persons asking if it's a good or a bad thing for America to want China out of Jamaica. No, me personally, I think it's a bad thing. And let me tell you why I think it's a bad thing. Don't get me wrong, America done a lot for Jamaica, but I haven't seen any major infrastructure or investment where I can say America, invested this in Jamaica, whatever. I haven't seen that. When it come on to China, we've seen many things that China has done for Jamaica. Number one, if I never China, you'd know how we did for hungry, because they make food cheap and clothes. People can wear clothes, you understand, and wear slippers and clean, cheap and clean. So mega respect them for that, because right now, as a third world country, the China them make the people them feel like we are first world more time. Okay, and more on. You see the fact that oil is in Jamaica, that is why I don't trust America. You see the oil where they here, I don't trust America. I see anywhere oil there, America always go and fight. But one thing for certain, the Chinese them now gonna make this go so. This not gonna go down right. Don't be surprised if Mr. Onus resign. Because so the pressure that is going to reach him, is not going to know how to angle it. Right now, he had been caught up in a hard place. You understand? So, you see, at the end of the day, Mr. Onus being a puppet to America, this is what is messing him up mentally at this point. Because even though China has done so much for Jamaica and still doing a lot for Jamaica, from America say, them don't want them here, so it have to go. And them serious about it. Because, you see, when you hear the U.S. to Jamaica ambassador start talking about how popular the Huawei phone getting in Jamaica, right there you have to think, why they're worried. They're worried about spying. So they're basically saying, the information, all information going to China. So the fact that we are allies, you understand, this is serious business when it comes down to the US. But with the whole thing that we have oil, me not trust US. Me not trust them. You understand, I don't trust them. And if you look into things, I don't think America ever wanted the third world countries to be better. And this is why when you don't bow to America, them threaten to do you all kind of things. And I'm going to show you one perfect example why America don't respect the third world countries. They only help us and do things for the third world countries and say we're allies, because when they want to do them dirty work, they want to use it. Because look here, if America did respect third world country, they wouldn't want to take up them criminal them send come here. They wouldn't want to do something like that. So even when Rubio said Donald Trump was elected to make America safe, and he won't apologize for what he said about the criminals, right? It just shows you how much they dog us and have no respect for us. Because if you're telling us politely, with all the arrogance, that guess what, we are saying rapists, child molesters, and all these pedophiles to your country, so America can be great and better, safe. You are telling us point blank that we don't want your country to be safe if you're willing to send them here. You know what I said? So I don't trust them. I just think that is because of the oil, why they want to get China out. You know what I'm saying? But this is what happened when a country don't have enough resources to stand up on its own feet. We have to go through this, whether we like it, yes or no. We born come see them things here go on, and we have got dead left seats going on same way. But I don't think it's a good thing that America want them out of here. God no. I literally don't think it's a good thing. My thing said I'll have whole heap for do it.
Guys, let me check out this video.
Working with the Jamaican government to combat lottery scams that target vulnerable American victims to the tune of $300 million annually. Jamaica has struggled for years to prosecute these networks domestically. If confirmed, what practical resources or support would you pursue to encourage more effective cooperation between our law enforcement agencies to stop these scams?
Thank you for asking that question, Senator. I think people think, how could you get scammed out of your life savings? But there are some bad actors in Jamaica who have really honed the skill of bilking people out of their money through these lottery scams and other financial scams. And so we will work very closely with Jamaican law enforcement officials. We already have a great relationship. We'll work with our counterparts at the State Department, and we will work with local law enforcement here in the United States to make sure that we're doing everything we can to alert people to this problem, because I think a lot of people unsuspectingly don't even realize that they're obviously being caught up in a scam, and then prosecute people to the fullest extent of the law. And I will put pressure on the Jamaican government, if I'm confirmed, to really prosecute and take seriously these types of crimes.
Ms. Lake, I want to come back to you on a related topic here, and that has to do, beyond your normal role as ambassador, you're going to be responsible for an interagency effort to deal with U.S.-Jamaica counter-narcotics efforts. And that's going to require leading a team that has personnel in the State Department side and in law enforcement. Can you just illuminate us in terms of how you plan to approach that challenge?
Thank you so much for the question, and I want to commend the people who are on the ground in Jamaica. From what I understand, they're doing incredible work working with the Jamaican authorities. We're taking the incredible knowledge we have in law enforcement here in America. We have also in investigations, and we're helping to train additional forces in Jamaica. And we'll be working with the Department of War. I understand that they are very much hot on bringing down these narco-terrorists. Most of the drugs, from what I understand, are coming from Colombia, about 40% of the drugs coming from Colombia. And they stop at Jamaica, and then they go out to other areas. Some of them are making their way into the United States. One death from fentanyl or overdose from drugs, in my opinion, is one death too many. And I'm glad we have a president who's taking this issue seriously. Fentanyl is a weapon of mass destruction, and I think that the people of Jamaica deserve the safety that their government is now working to help provide. They've brought down the murder rates by 43%, from what I understand, in the country. They're making huge progress in making Jamaica a safer country, and I think the people of Jamaica deserve that, and the people of America deserve that as well.
Ms. Lake, what can you tell us about your take on the best way to help Jamaica? As ambassador confirmed, you intend to focus more on aid or on lifting trade burdens, on increasing economic opportunities for the island?
Thank you, Senator Lee, for that question. I think it's an, if confirmed, we're going to look at everything. We're going to hit the ground running and look at ways to expand American business opportunities and try to level the playing field, because right now, as we know, when we're competing with for a contract or a tender with the CCP or CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States. We want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand. I think there's big companies that could help right now. There's a huge need as they're rebuilding after this Category 5, which devastated especially the southern and western part of the island. And if we don't take an active approach to getting American companies in to bid and get some of these big purchases and big jobs, we're going to see the vacuum filled by more Chinese influence in that country. And that's concerning to me. I think it's concerning to both sides of the aisle when it comes to what China has done and their influence so close to home.
We've seen that all over this hemisphere, in many parts of Central and South America. China gaining footholds, putting a base in Argentina, for example, a lot of increased ties with Brazil, with the current government in Colombia, just to name a few. I would imagine that adding Jamaica to the list, securing significant foothold in Jamaica would be a huge feather in the cap for the CCP folk who really want a massive inroad at the doorstep of continental United States of America. What do you think that is the best antidote to that, and how can you work with the Jamaican government to discourage that from happening?
Yes, right now the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it. And that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that. And, not just big businesses, there's small businesses as well. I love this story. We all know that Jamaica has incredible athletes. They dominate in track and field and in gold medals. The fastest man in the world, Usain Bolt. I mean, we all watched as he wowed the world. But they're one of the only tropical climates that also has a winter Olympic team in their bobsled. And actually, a company in Utah, backcountry, does the outfitting for that team, the Jamaican bobsled team, which I think is very cool. I mean, we definitely want big projects, but we want to encourage all kinds of American businesses to invest in Jamaica and Jamaicans to invest in America as well. You can buy a lot of things in Jamaica. You can show up and not have swim trunks, and you can purchase those. You can purchase beach towels, whatever you need, shorts and shirts, but you cannot purchase winter parkas in Jamaica. And
I would imagine it would have limited utility in Jamaica.
It would. You just don't need it. So I think there's a real opportunity to work with our partners, our neighbors. Jamaica, an incredible country, and I'm looking forward to it.
There's a growing sense that gang violence is becoming more of a problem throughout the Caribbean, and the growing concern that some of this is a spillover effect from Haiti, which has been really had a big problem with gang violence. Any thoughts on how best the United States can work with Jamaica in order to bring that problem under control?
Well, thank you for the question. Thank you for mentioning Haiti. I know that not only is the United States taking an active role with the gang suppression force down there, but Jamaica is as well. Jamaica has some very talented individuals that are on the ground. I think the second in command, from what I understand, in this gang suppression activity that's happening and the work to stabilize Haiti is a Jamaican. So it's in Jamaica's interest, it's in the United States' interest, it's really in the Caribbean interest to make sure that we can solve some of the serious problems in Haiti, and we'll be focusing on that if confirmed.
So basically, America is jealous of the relationship that Jamaica is sharing with China currently. As such, there's going to be some huge changes that will be coming up that's going to impact Jamaica.
Right now, the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the Jamaican government on that.
Up first this evening, President Donald Trump's nominee for the United States, Ambassador to Jamaica Kari Lake, pledged to strengthen security cooperation with Kingston and push back against China's growing influence in the Caribbean.
Donald Trump ally was grilled before the Senate committee on Thursday on a range of issues. She's promising to hit the ground running if confirmed. Among the issues at the top of her agenda, to create opportunities in Jamaica for American businesses, raising concern about China's growing influence in the country.
Right now, as we know, when we're competing for a contract or a tender with the CCP or the CCP-controlled company, oftentimes they'll underbid the United States. We want to make sure that we're working with Jamaica to make sure that there's a level playing field so that American businesses have a real shot to do great work. We know that we provide better quality work. We hire Jamaicans, and we want to make sure that we're assisting and also allowing for American companies to expand.
Another concern.
Right now, the Chinese have a massive stake in one of the key ports in Kingston. I think they have a 49% control over it, and that puts us at risk. And so we need to rebalance things and work with the...
Now we know the reason why the Americans want to fight China out of Jamaica. They're saying we have a port in Jamaica, a massive port, that China have 45% shares in, and that's a risk. How is that a risk? They say they want fairness so they can get American work in Jamaica. So you're saying fighting out China so you can bring in America in Jamaica. Right now in Jamaica, there are many Chinese business that giving Jamaican works. Or work, I should say. Why is it that a problem to you that I'm asking? Why is it that's a problem to you with China having business in Jamaica and giving Jamaican work to do? How comes the harbor are your problem? It seems like every country that has something and it's benefiting the people, it's a no-no. It's a no-no. If it's not from you, it is not okay. It's like some people. You see, if you no benefit from them, it don't make no sense. Them do everything for dismantle it. Because what? It's not from them. What kind of... I'm going to say to the Prime Minister of Jamaica still and the government then. Be wise. Don't be foolish and don't be stupid. Yes, a lot of American money spending in Jamaica. Because tourists come to Jamaica. See? But what made the infrastructure in Jamaica? How many infrastructures have the Chinese done? How many has the American done? Do the math. It is total madness. What the problem? What's the problem? What do you mean? China's risk because of the what? Yahweh. Yahweh, I don't know where the phone is. I can't remember what it means. There's a lot of things going on. But I can't believe the woman said because of the harbor. Two things, you know. Two things in Jamaica why they want to make sure China not really get as close. The harbor, the Yahweh phone. Yeah, something like that. Remember what the phone name? I'm going to post the video if you know you listen where she said out a fear mode.
Finally got in there. They finally made it to Jamaica. They've been searching for this loophole for years. A window of opportunity to go into Jamaica with U.S. military presence. And you may say what you want to say. They're there to help. That's good. Right? That they're there to help. But the ultimate thing is not to help the people of Jamaica. It's to push China out of Jamaica. That's what it's about. You know what I'm saying? Marco Rubio spoke about it. There's too much Chinese presence. President Barack Obama went to Jamaica on the same mission. You know what I'm saying? Now they have a window of opportunity, Hurricane Melissa. And they slid through that window. Now, like I've told you guys before, that there's a U.S. Air Force military airfield in Jamaica. It's called Vernon Field. Vernon Field airstrip, right, where they do drag racing. It was built by the U.S. Air Force, for those who don't know, in the 80s. That's the last time they had heavy U.S. military presence in Jamaica. And now you can see they use the opportunity of Hurricane Melissa. Okay, let's say they're...
Please help me do, Lord. And I see what America send come to Jamaica. And I see what President Donald Trump sending to Jamaica. We all get up what did last week and a quarrel and a hop and a puff about the deportees or the immigrants or the migrants. But then go send come to Jamaica. See? And nobody no read between the lines and say, yo, I must a reason. Eh? I must a reason why the Andrew-led administration accept that the deal there, or whatever it is, when you call it a deal. Why them accept the migrants them coming to Jamaica for nothing, for no money, for no financial gain. I must a reason. I read between the lines of people. One of those are up on a puff. Look what them are gonna send come. Look on the ambassador who them are plan to send come to Jamaica, you know. She don't reach here yet and look how she behave. You understand? 40% of Colombia's drugs what them produce, them claim to say pass through Jamaica. Eh? Them know something what we don't know. And on top of that, she have a problem with the Chinese building roads here
and a port where the Chinese them look. Yo, 2020, the end of 2026, 2027 gonna be a tough year for we. Tough year. A years America abandon we. They abandon we here. They want we as we indentured workers. Then come here in a flock as tourists. And then come and enjoy with beautiful island. They want us to stay poor and be poor so we can serve them. So they can laugh and come for the bamboo them all they sort of sitting down in Jamaica. So. And then just want we down there, down here. But not want to get into that. That's our next day.
Okay guys, welcome back. Hope you just watched the video till the end. Okay guys, the video begins by highlighting comments from Carrie Lake during her Senate confirmation hearing as the US ambassador nominee to Jamaica. One of the biggest concerns raised was China's growing presence on the island, particularly its investment in infrastructure and its significant stake in the Kingston port. From the American perspective, these developments are viewed as potential security concerns that deserves close attention. Now, this is where the conversation becomes really interesting. China has invested heavily in roads, highways, public buildings, and other major infrastructure projects throughout Jamaica over the years. Whether people support China or not, many Jamaicans can clearly see physical projects that have changed part of the country. That's something that cannot simply be ignored. The US, however, says it wants to strengthen its relationship with Jamaica by encouraging more American companies to compete for government contracts and investment opportunities. One of the surface increased competition could be beneficial. More investors can mean more choices, better price, and more jobs. But many people are asking an important question. Why is this renewed interest happening now? Is it mainly because Jamaica's development matters, or it's because China has become a stronger player in the Caribbean? Those are fair questions, and it's understandable why many Jamaicans are asking them. Also, the video also points out that China has supplied affordable products and financed several development projects that have supported Jamaica's economy. At the same time, critics urges that every major power acts in its own interest. Whether it's China or US, neither country makes large investment without expecting something in the return. Personally, I think smaller nations like Jamaica have to be very careful. Every partnership brings opportunities, but every partnership also becomes with responsibilities and risk. The real challenge is making sure that agreements truly benefit the Jamaican people for generations to come. Another important issue discussed is security cooperation. The United States says it wants to continue working closely with Jamaica to fight narcotics trafficking, organized crime, and lottery scams. These are serious problems that affect both countries, so cooperation in laws enforcement certainly has value. But at the same time, economic development is just as important. Security, creating jobs, improving education, expanding business opportunities, and building modern infrastructure all contribute to reducing crime in long run. One thing I appreciated about the video is that it doesn't simply tell viewers to support one side over the other. Instead, it encourages Jamaica to think critically. Jamaica is a sovereign nation, and ultimately, its leaders must make decisions based on what serves the country's best interest, not simply the interest of larger global powers. The Caribbean has become increasingly important on the world stage. As competition between major countries grows, nations like Jamaica may receive more offers for investment, trade, and cooperation. That creates opportunity, but it also requires wise leadership and careful negotiation. At the end of the day, the most important question isn't whether Jamaica could choose America or China. The real question is which partnership will create suitable growth, protection Jamaica's independence, and improve the lives of ordinary Jamaicans? That is the conversation every citizen should be having. I'd love to hear from you, from your thoughts. Do you believe the United States is genuinely looking out for Jamaica's future? Has China done enough to earn Jamaica's trust, or Should Jamaica continue working with both countries while protecting its own nation interests? Drop your opinion in the comment section below, because respectful discussion is how we all learn from each other. If you've enjoyed this discussion, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Grantos Faction, and share it with your family and friends across the Jamaica and the Caribbean and the global diaspora. Thanks for watching. Stay informed, stay blessed, and I'll be seeing you in the next reaction piece. Please remember to subscribe to the channel. Bye.